So the first story we're going to go to, we're going to check in with our good friends over at the Babylon Bee.
Oh my gosh.
And over at the Babylon Bee, every single article, almost all the new ones, are the image of Joe Biden with the red lights and the Marines behind him yelling. And we have Biden abolishes office of president and names self Supreme Führer. Biden signs non-aggression pact with Poland. Biden announces invasion of Poland. Bravo, Babylon Bee.
Did great.
So here's the story from Newsweek. Joe Biden compared to Adolf Hitler by Trump loyalists. Not just Trump loyalists. Many people are comparing him to Hitler, whether they like Trump or not. Y'all are just in a cult. But Newsweek, I'll give some respect to because they have Batya Ungar-Sargon, who's she's actually pretty good and tries to keep things a bit balanced. So that's okay. I'll give him that one. But take a look at this photo. We got to show this photo from the previous night. We did that watch party, but this photo has taken the internet by storm. This is a creepy photo. Everybody who is sane is questioning the judgment of the White House team Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Dave
of course,
Portnoy.
Joe.
Yeah,
but Joe recently said vote Republican. So.
All the normal people, normal guys.
Even Sam Harris said the optics were bad on this one.
Interesting.
Yes, but Sam Harris.
And then he said, but something about my hatred of Trump.
Right.
Sam Harris has gone insane. I tweeted you need an intervention, bro. But we'll get into that. I want to say we'll talk about Sam Harris after the trigonometry fiasco. I mean, this is a prominent, but he is a perfect example of what's happening now. So if we point out here, Marjorie Taylor Greene, look at this. She tweeted, "What we all saw tonight from Biden. I guess when President Butterbeans is frail, weak, and dementia-ridden, the Hitler imagery was their attempt to make him look tough while he declares war on half of America as enemies of the state. Oh, or it's real." Twitter blocked this video, and it says the following media includes potentially sensitive content. I'm going to click it. Are you ready?
I am.
Click. It's Biden with a fake mustache and swastikas behind him.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to bring in a libertarian to ask us what's happening. Is Joe Biden declaring himself the supreme chancellor? Is he asserting that for the security and prosperity, the American Republic will be reformed into the first American empire?
So I didn't think of Hitler. I thought of Daenerys Targaryen in that last. I think it's the last episode where she goes. I guess she goes full Nazi in that. But yeah, the imagery is super creepy, and I think that everyone should be a little bit freaked out about it. But obviously, this wasn't an accident. They didn't forget to frame the shot and realize that it was going to be this blood red kind of imagery. And so the question is he desperately talking to his base because he knows he's going to get trounced in the midterms, and the only thing he has left, the economy sucks and people are paying so much for gas and groceries, and there's so much collateral damage caused by lockdowns, is the only thing he has left is to get every single person that's turned on by the authoritarian imagery to show up and vote in the midterms. Or is it about
his brain's broken?
Is it real? Is it real? Is it real?
I think it's real.
Well, they asked him today. I think Peter Doocy asked him, do you really think that the Trump supporters are? How did he phrase it? Do you have this?
Are a threat to?
Are a threat? Do you really think the Trump supporters are a threat? And he said, I don't think any Trump supporters are a threat.
What?
And last night he was saying,
he's demented, dude. Come on.
So I think what he really thinks is a threat is cultism, and he's pointing out Trump's cult because he was just president. But cultism is dangerous. That makes no sense.
If he's saying, I don't think any Trump supporters are a threat, but he's talking about a cult, and he thinks Trump supporters are in a cult, that makes no sense.
It's like he's saying the cultism of Trump is dangerous, but the people themselves are not threat.
No. I think he's walking it back. Somebody tweeted, they said the overnights must have been really, really bad on this one.
Oh, for sure. That picture came out 10 minutes after the speech.
I bet they were. When that photo came out, let's grab that photo again. When this photo came out of Biden,
jeez,
it's crazy,
what
dude.
The heck?
The red lights with him going, ah!
And just one person had to be like, instead of it being blue, red, blue, why don't we have it be red, blue? It would have been a totally different game. It would be still weird, but
this picture's never going away. I think they know it, and they know it.
One of the networks slowly tweaked it and made it pink during CNN did.
Really?
They knew.
Crap.
And there was blue just outside on either side,
that's what I'm saying.
but they cropped it.
Someone was like, this is a great idea. we're going to write the speech, and you know what? We're going to be super patriotic, and we're going to put red right behind him, and we're going to do it at night. So it's black and red.
It was to scare people.
It looks crazy. The other part is this whole speech, he's just throwing out buzzwords. I mean, he says that MAGA supporters are extremists or he says that they're threats to democracy. He invokes Charlottesville. Like, he is doing anything he can to be like, supporting Donald Trump is supporting the worst of the worst, and I need you to be on my side because otherwise you're against the foundation of America. This is a crazy statement.
Yeah, it's like classic othering the other team, right? And this is what every authoritarian has done through history. You dehumanize the opposition so that you can do what you need to do. I don't think it's a mistake, and the question is, does he mean? I don't know what Joe Biden means because he's reading a script.
I don't think he knows.
But his team wrote that with very much a purpose of minimizing the humanity of half of America.
Right.
That's what's so creepy about it.
He even has that line where he says, like, not every Republican is like that. It's just that their party is dominated. And it's like an invite to be like Adam Kinzinger. Like, you either need to align with the Democratic Party, even if you keep the name Republican.
It'll throw you out.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend about what we learned of our true friends when the cult started forming. And I was saying that we've known people our whole lives. And all of a sudden, these people don't want to be friends anymore, or they're not answering texts, or they're walking away. I mean, Larry Elder told us stories like this. And what you realize then is these people will say or do anything to appear cool or to be socially accepted. But in reality, they're all just terrified. And they're just saying, whoever I fear the most, I will pretend to be like. So sure enough, as soon as Biden loses, and he will, because this stuff never wins. It never does. I mean, there are periods where autocrats gain power and then they lose power in the end. It never lasts forever. All of these people who defend this, lie for it, they'll come out and be like, well, I was always against it. Mm-hmm. They'll be the and then what you need to realize is right now we're kind of lucky in that you can see who is actually a thinking person. You can see who is actually your real friend, because you can ask them a simple question and see if their brain can process it. So there are a lot of people I know that I'm like, I wouldn't have known that they were a duplicitous scumbag until now. So I'd like to thank the cult for exposing all of these people.
So Fauci came out recently and said I was always against lockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The Biden administration announced a couple days ago that they were the ones that got children back into schools. Clearly, the policies of this administration, and I would even broaden it, the policies of lockdowns and dehumanizing people and telling people they can't speak, telling people they can't leave their house, telling people that they can't go to their job and feed their families. This is all coming to a head, and which goes back to my theory that the only thing that the Democrats have is this otherizing and demonizing and getting every single hardcore Democrat, the 34% or whatever it is, to show up in the midterms, because midterms are low turnout elections. Mm-hmm. Clearly, the people that have been damaged are going to show up, and they're not showing up for Biden. They're showing up for something else, and that's the catastrophic future that they're facing.
They knew this in 2020, and they feel the same way now. Biden does not rally anyone. What gets people to vote is the hatred of Donald Trump.
Yep.
So they've been planning this for some time. We saw them propping up MAGA Republicans. They were trying to get MAGA Republicans to win.
Yeah.
Because they knew this was the trajectory. Now that the primaries are coming to an end, the goal, demonize MAGA, hit them all at once. That's the plan.
You know, one of the things that bothers me is he was saying that he thinks that anyone that questions a free and fair election is a danger, which I kind of like, okay.
Well, how can you say that about Hillary Clinton? But, I mean, that's not
nice.
Oh, well, she did actually question the 2016 election.
She never stopped.
The big problem is when you have election tallies being calculated on a proprietary voting machine in secret, I would not just default consider that free and fair because it's in secret, it's being tallied. I can't see if it's free and fair. I can't see. I need to see the code.
Did you see what Carrie Lake said?
No.
So she was asked about this, like, isn't Donald Trump, with he's threatening democracy or whatever, and she was like asking about elections, asking like every Democrat did after the 2016 election. She said people have a right to question the process, and how is that anti-American or a threat to this country or whatever? That's an insane prospect. What they want to do with the classified documents thing, They want you to think there's an authority above the president when it comes to classified documents. They want you to think that Trump needed permission from someone.
The National Archives, by the way.
Right. They want you to think that as commander in chief, you do not have the authority as the duly elected, president or whatever to do these things. And this is every step of the way. They're trying to make you think that you actually don't have the right to be involved in the process. When you come out and say, "Hey, we're doing a free and fair election, so I want to see those numbers on a open source machine, or the public should have access to the code, the source code, and we should be able to see them tally." Yeah, of, by, and for the people. That's the United States. They're trying to erase all of that and make you think that there's someone else you have to bend the knee to.
Yeah, did you know? Did anyone else not know that the National Archives were the final arbiter of what was legal for the president to
I did
take?
not know that.
I think it's fascinating. Our country's highest authority is the acting archivist of the United States.
that interesting?
Librarians everywhere are like, I had no idea this was such a path to power.
Could there be a worse form of hell than the librarians taking full control?
Seriously. Well, I was looking this up today because we were kind of talking about it with family, because they were like, well, my mother-in-law actually asked, she was like, well, what did Hillary Clinton do when the FBI came for her documents? And I was like, that's a great question. Let's talk about that.
They
Mean her email?
smashed their phones with
They smashed their
hammers.
phones, bleach bit. Yep.
Bleach bit the server.
Yep.
And they were, and she was not a president.
Yes,
she didn't have
exactly.
declassification authority.
She
Right.
destroyed classified. Was it been proven that she destroyed classified information, or she
Her
just destroyed
staff,
information?
Ian,
Her
her
staff
staff.
destroyed information. Was it her command for
Yes.
them? And then
For
so she
sure.
commanded her staff to destroy information. We don't know if it was classified or not because it was
Well,
destroyed.
here's how it works. If there's let's say we got a truth bomb on the table from Daily Wire, and let's say it was evidence or something. If I came out and said, "Ian, destroy the evidence," well, you committed a crime. If I said, "Ian, clean the table," well, I didn't do anything wrong. I said clean the table, and then Ian goes and smashes the truth bomb with a hammer. Nobody committed a crime. So they're like, well, no one really did anything. It was one guy was just preparing a server, and she was just telling him to clean things up. Yeah, we get it. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.